Trinidad and Tobago, Opinion Box family, I want you to take a look at this man right here. Take a good look at this man right here. This was somebody's family, somebody's father, somebody's relative. So, they shot this man 5 times in his stomach in Aranguez. Aranguez community again. And you want to know what's the funny thing about this whole situation? Nobody in the government cares about what has been plaguing the communities of Trinidad and Tobago, especially Aranguez. This murder that took place is literally 1 street away from where the house break-in that took place last week, where the woman was screaming and the police shot 1 man. This business place is 1 street away from there. We also have a situation where you would have seen, because I'm telling you all, it is a domino effect, and people were taking this thing for kicks. Yesterday, Boundary Road, a businessman was robbed of $100,000 by the criminal element. $100,000. And you could see in the video, the criminal had a gun aimed at the person. If the person had resisted more, they would have shot him. Aranguez community is being terrorized by criminals on a daily basis. From several cars being stolen to several businesses being invaded, right? To the point where they even scale the walls of a daycare. And it's easy to say that here, what is he seeing? The government is ignoring them. Yes, the government is fully well ignoring them because the UNC does not give a rat's ass about the Aranguez community. They haven't for a long time. Aranguez is a community that has become self-sufficient. They have more or less weaned themselves off of the government of Trinidad and Tobago. And you see it in the little things that they do in their community. For a simple thing as situations where children would have dropped out of school, teenagers would have dropped out of school. Some of these teenagers, I myself know, the community absorbs the children and put them into business places along the community, whether it be tire shops, garages, groceries, or even farming. They make sure that their young people do not get into a lifestyle of crime by putting them back into the community if they notice that the education system has failed them. But what is going on in the Afro-based community? That is not happening. There's no structure there. And a perfect example of that is because you are seeing, when you look into the cameras, the majority of the people doing crime.
Caribbean community leaders have agreed to implement a ban on assault rifles. This was one of the outcomes as they ended that 2-day regional symposium on violence as a public health issue, declaring war on guns and illegal trade that contributes significantly to crime and violence in the Caribbean.
And those weapons have begun to appear in our country. They are now commonly in the hands of criminals who get them through the legal trade, but they are also being licensed by the state into the hands of civilians. We are saying that we do not require those weapons within our society in a commonplace way because of the outcome of their presence in this society. So we can continue to provide personal protection with a certain amount of handguns in the population. And we are saying that having the volume of those guns in our community on a scale where easily available assault weapons can carry with it what we are seeing elsewhere, which are serious destructive outcomes.
The regional leaders also called on the United States to join the Caribbean in its war on guns and to urgently take action to stop the illegal exportation of firearms and ammunition in the region.
So it seems as if our authorities need a little help with crime, because I'm not sure how effective prayers and asking the criminals to take it down actually is. So I thought I'd ask ChatGPT to give them a little something to work with. So I was like, we have a crime problem, 600 murders last year, home invasions, robberies, illegal guns. Can you help us with a crime plan? Number 1, increase police presence. Number 2, focus on intelligence-led policing. Number 3, improve community engagement. Number 4, enhance border security. Number 5, crack down on illegal firearms. Number 6, strengthen the justice system.
My name is Wenderson Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform. Our motto of all times is united in representation, steadfast in purpose, and bounded by truth. That have been our motto of all times. And you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, would have seen and understand that fact. Because when we come into a situation, it's without fear or favor, and without fear of contradiction. What we do here is recognize and represent people and understand at certain point in times that battles, the pen is sometimes mightier than the sword in some cases. And if we are to resort to holding the sword, we mind doing that. We tell away that already. Because there are certain precedents in which would have been written in stone in this broken system. And when I hear me talking, it's not vexation in it. It's not that I'm trying to prove something to somebody in it. It's that I'm talking from passion and being a part of this system that is broken. And I've seen that it could be fixed. But certain individuals are benefiting from it thus far. We know that we will have a fight. We know that there are people that will send lawsuits. We know there will be people that will have problems in what we are saying. Because for years and years, things was going a certain way. And when things started to change, and the people that is benefiting from such a broken system, they are going to have an issue with us. We know that. We know that was taking place, or that will take place. Because what we do is put people first. Not company, not establishment. Because they have their place. They have their place. And what we do is maintain law and order on both sides. Yes, both sides. What you would have known about unionism in the past, most of them tell you, the worker, that everything that you are doing is correct. And I am telling you today that that is not the case. Some of the cases that would have came to us, some workers, some of them, is in the wrong, and we would have sit back and talk with them and deal with it from in a certain manner. Because we here is about justice, fairness, and truth. We are bounded by truth. And anytime any company, any establishment is not welded or is not footed in such a thing, we are going to have a problem. You could be who? You could be the Prime Minister or President. This is Trinidad and Tobago, and this is true media. So here it is, we are going into something here. Once I get that out plain, we are going into something here that is a little controversial, in which we were hearing in the news all over and being remitted by certain people that out the point across, by certain media influencers. We are going to tell you our take on this situation, because we have been observing a trend. Now, before we go into that, I don't want to go into that yet. Now, a particular thing would have came out of a particular situation in which we are about to take certain corrective measures. So the people, the officers in Allied Security that is not registered, any officer, I ain't talking about oil council, but that is not registered in the workers' union, the Workers' Rights Union, Oh yeah, do so quickly. Do so quickly. I ain't asking all you, telling all you. Do so as fast as you could do it. Call the number. Or you know, would have known Alan Sampson number, call his number too. Because there are certain things that is going to take place that you need to get on board. Now we would have opened up a line of discussion with Allied Security. The people that are there that have been crying out to us, liberation is on the doorstep. And between me and you, the pen is mightier than the sword. So at this point in time, we have a line of communication in which we could talk to certain members that is on the head table in our life. And we are working to get some matters rectified. So the people that are there, that is outside this umbrella, we are calling on you to do with immediate effect. Get in contact with our workers' rights representative. Let me start to iron out some of these matters. And Allied Security, we very much hope that we could work together. We know everybody not perfect. We know at certain points in time that we have to risk being offensive for certain truth to come out. And what I am saying today is this: let us work together in harmony. Let this thing that which would have started be something fruitful, in which you could obtain the productivity that you are looking for, and the people that fall underneath the umbrella, our workers' rights, is also comfortable. And with that, I'm going into this discussion here now. So we're done with that. Let me go into the factor with this gun thing in Trinidad. We have been witnessing and observing certain trends which people, businessmen, there have been a spur in crime in Trinidad and Tobago. That is a fact. Every time you're hearing somebody get gunned down, shoot down, something taking place here. And we know the reason for crime is not in giving people guns to protect themselves. It's the underlying social issues that they have in Trinidad and Tobago. Poverty, lack of job, lack of opportunity, and nepotism. And the borders are open. Anybody could ride in here undetected. All you have to do is a 275 engine. You could outrun any Coast Guard boat in Trinidad. And we would have posted something here in which we would have intercepted a communication from a particular individual, in which they're saying plenty of the Coast Guard boats are down. We know that for sure, but it's a person that would have said they are working there. I don't like Rowley. Let me play what he say. Let me play what Rowley say, because Rowley say here what's going on. No boat, no assault rifle. And we go play with these activists are telling you. And I hope you pick up it. I hope you hearing it. Because plenty of these activists, you have to try to understand them and go into their psyche and break them down in parts. And you're going to know how they're thinking and where they are trying to fling the conversation. If the conversation is about putting social structures in place to alleviate crime, yes, I will agree with you. But I can't agree in you saying, let me give the businessmen and them assault rifle to defend themselves. I can never agree with that. And nobody can pay me to see otherwise. I cannot agree with that. And with that, I'm going straight into the video. One time.
Caribbean community leaders have agreed to implement a ban on assault rifles. This was one of the outcomes as they ended that two-day regional symposium on violence as a public health issue, declaring war on guns and illegal trade that contributes significantly to crime and violence in the Caribbean.
And those weapons had begun to appear in our country. They are now commonly in the hands of criminals who get them through the legal trade, but they are also being licensed by the state into the hands of civilians. We are saying that we do not require those weapons within our society in a commonplace way because of the outcome of their presence in the society. So we can continue to provide personal protection with a certain amount of handguns in the population, and we are saying that having the volume of those guns in our community on a scale where easily available assault weapons can carry with it what we are seeing elsewhere, which are serious destructive outcomes.
The regional leaders also called on the United States to join the Caribbean in its war on guns and to urgently take action to stop the illegal exportation of firearms and ammunition in the region.
Give the businessmen in Trinidad and Tobago gun license. Let's talk about that. There is a plethora of violent, heinous, dastardly, unacceptable crimes in Trinidad and Tobago with a level of brazenness that we never saw before. But the business community, they are crippled, they are handicapped, they are not equipped to protect their property, their life, their workers, and their family. Why is that so? Why many business people right now, they would have probably done provisional assessment and still cannot receive firearm users license. This is unacceptable. While the business community begging, guess what? The gangsters and them making videos and saying, killy, 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 killy. Yeah, but the businessmen dying. Because why? They're waiting on a waiting list, and you're talking about robust assessment? Robustly assess why these guns are coming in illegally in Trinidad and Tobago. And to you, the Minister of National Security, you are the overarching body. The TTPS, the Coast Guard, Defense Force, immigration, all of those prisons fall under you. Your leadership and guidance. That is what you will say. Do some research. In July the 18th, 2022, the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith,
a young man just trying to make his way in the world, running his little pharmacy here in Arang, was murdered just like that in an attempted robbery late last night. When I heard that news this morning, I immediately remembered that I was in this pharmacy less than a week ago looking for eye drops. He didn't have the brand I was looking for, but he was very helpful, making several other recommendations. In fact, a few months before that, I'd also been in this pharmacy getting some medicine for COVID and that kind of thing, and he was very pleasant, very affable young man, and he actually said that we worked together at TV6 many years ago, so he branched out starting this pharmacy, trying to create something for himself. Very hardworking, very pleasant young man. And the killers came for him last night. And you know what was the first thing I thought about this morning at the conclusion of this crime symposium? This kind of thing keeps happening because politicians, they don't see us. They don't see us, we, the collateral damage of their failure and incompetence. And because they don't see us, they could come up with recommendations like a ban on assault rifles, which is ridiculous because the vast majority of violent crimes are perpetrated with handguns, and illegal handguns at that. So a ban on assault rifles is not going to do anything for us other than allow regional leaders and local politicians to posture in luxury and give the impression that they're actually doing something about crime, when the truth is quite the opposite. This young...
Yes, people, morning again. So, I saw that Paolo Kernahan put out a video yesterday which inspired Orlando Octave to also do a video. And Well, I have been dealing with these things on social media for years now and speaking out as somebody who on air, as an on-air personality on television, as a talk show host with a morning program and a platform. I've been speaking out for years now. Those of you following me on social media, you know that. Those of you who follow me on my morning show, you know I'm very outspoken and I'm very straight to the point. Now, I am so happy to see people taking to social media and talking. I just saw a video that's circulating from a lady by the name of Anika Nicole, who put out some scenarios, some imagine this scenarios. And I am glad to see people speaking out because they're totally frustrated and fed up with the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago. Just this morning in the newspaper, the headline in the newsday was 5 murders in 12 hours. One of those murders was a lady who was at home minding her own business, and a man went to kill an ex-man and was shooting behind the man, and the bullet went through the house and hit the woman in her neck and killed her. She wasn't in nothing. She was just innocent in her house. The man who the gunman was trying to kill get away. So he get away. The gunman get away. But her innocent life lost. Why? Because criminals have the authority to run rampant in Trinidad and Tobago with the shooting, the killing, the robbing, and everything else that's going on. And yet still, we have a large part of the population that seems to be, I don't know, numb to this. And this morning I was saying, do not wait until it happened to you. And this is the reality of the situation. Until something happened to somebody, they really don't know, you know. They don't take it on. They go lie on the avenue, drink and have a ball, go fet after fet after fet after fet, without any sort of concern to the issues that are affecting real people in Trinidad and Tobago. But I guarantee you, continue down that road and don't pay attention to this thing with the incompetence of the people who are in authority right now. Because I have to say they're incompetent and full of donkey logic, because nothing they are doing is effective. They're void of ideas. They have no ideas. They don't know what to do. There are a 2-day symposium. All these CARICOM leaders are banned on assault rifles, which already banned. And I don't even want to go into the other part of that where it is illegal firearms. So whether you ban it or not, it's still going to come in the country illegally and end up on the streets. And people, all they need to wake up, you know, and all they need to understand that you have to come together and stand together against this scourge, you know. It is the only...
Well, we are back. Oh, you hear just now, they giving businessmen assault rifle, or opening the license for businessmen to have assault rifle in Trinidad and Tobago is not the solution. Firearm, yeah, but what type of firearm? So when some of us are advocating and saying certain things, there is something in which they call denying the antecedent. Taking away guns doesn't solve the problem. Like by saying, I was sick, I get better now, I could never get sick again. I escaped death, it could never come back. Putting security cameras in place, yes, may out of it cause, may deter crime, but it doesn't solve the problem. Denying the antecedent. Alright, assault rifles that be used by the criminal. If we give the businessmen assault rifle, they will be able to protect themselves. Crime stop. Solving crime is a multifaceted thing. There are different aspects. There are certain crimes that is perpetrated here that didn't originate here. And when I say that, I could say all the prostitution, the people that just come from Venezuela, And when they reach here, that Trinidadian, you understand, traffic them. The crime would have started over there. Or the economic depression have them come here to see a better world, to provide for their family. So the pressures over there force them to come here. And people here see opportunities, see a way to make a dollar. If they have to deal with their fellow men in an adverse way, some of them to take away the passport, and they are held siege and captive underneath certain roofs. So coming back to the story, when we put assault rifle, because some plenty of the social media activists is advocating for such, when you would have given the okay for assault rifle, or you think about it now. Think about it. We would have been trying. When we do that, we put in plaster on a saw. So some of these activists who appear to be motivated by certain entity or certain caliber men to be putting certain messages outside it in a particular way to suit a particular community, we have to be wary of these individuals. This is not a game. We have to be wary of these individuals and understand their motive and intentions. You can't tell me that people in a sense to understand that the solution to all these criminal attacks, even on businessmen and normal citizens, is not to put guns in their hands. I ain't saying if you ain't qualified for it, that they ain't geared. But make sure all the processes is done in a particular way, in the correct way. The channel in which it is done, make sure it is done in the correct way. Because you know, at the end of the day, there are certain security firms in which I ain't gonna call. I ain't gonna call them out. Lost firearm. You know that certain bandits know if a security thing, they go and beat them and they take the fire. I will we just call it outside a fire. So at the end of the day, I don't like it, Rowley. I don't like some of the policies in which he does bring. But when the decision to ban assault rifle in Trinidad and Tobago falling in the hands of the average citizen, that move is a fair and just move. Give them handgun. Where the hell you want assault rifle for? What you want assault rifle for? Come now, man. I can't believe the kind of hogwash certain people just try to take and expect people not to figure them out. There are people that is motivated in a particular way, and we must understand that. Crime in certain areas, most of the time that happening on the ground, is based on poverty. And no opportunities. Because if you're poor and you ain't getting no opportunity, or no opportunity is coming your way, what is left for you to do? It's only natural. It's only natural that if there is pull and force in a particular direction, it is only natural that this outcome come about. It's only natural when a man is forced in a corner and he have no other choice. It's only natural. I'm not saying it right. I say it natural. And it's time we should stop playing game, because everybody is affected. Stricter policing, yes. Stricter law enforcement measures outside of policing, yes. Community watch, yes. Social programs, yes. Is what will alleviate this problem that we are in Trinidad and Tobago. The problem is this two-party governance in Trinidad and Tobago that have been dividing us for so long. What do you think will come about? One almost sure that they will win election, and the next one almost sure that there will be the opposition. Regardless to what, regardless to whom I try. And that is where is the problem here in Trinidad and Tobago. When certain people, and I ain't saying wrong, I ain't saying it wrong, when certain people would have risen to a particular level and able to manipulate the game, monopolize the game, a matter of fact, in which the buyout companies and bring it together. So anytime, any walk, any way swing, they have it. And they put to the one. Everybody just trying to secure their own. And now you see what's going on. What I am saying to you, or you could flood the street with guns, or you could flood the street with legal firearms. But if this system in change and money is not being passed and trickle down to them at the bottom, we will continue to have this problem. If the borders are not secure, we will continue to have this problem. If the scanners are not up and running, we will continue to have this problem. If the police force are not being respectable to members of the community or members of the public, it will continue to have this. They ain't gonna solve no crime. And with that, I would have structured how this crime situation could be alleviated. It takes you to read between the lines. Because this message is not for them up there, you know. It's for you, the one who listening and tuning in. And again, thanks for listening, you know. Thanks for listening, and we will be back with our next broadcast again tomorrow. My name is Renison Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform. Like, share, and subscribe.